What's up, guys? This is OJ Light, and welcome to Late Nights with Light. Um, this is a talk show for penis pumping gym bros, and on this talk show, we talk about bodybuilding, penis pumping, banging babes, and making money. Alright, guys. So that's the subjects we cover. And in tonight's episode, we're gonna be looking at what progress did you make this week. Okay. Uh, so this was actually a pretty light week in terms of things I got accomplished. Okay. But we're gonna go over them, right? We're gonna go over them, and hopefully we can do a little inspiring of some other folks here. Stop by. So first things first. What? How did my weight loss go this week? How did my weight loss go? Well, I lost 1.9 pounds, so almost 2. And I went from 241.3 to 239.4. That's where the weight ended up at. So pretty good week, pretty solid. So now we are below the 240 line, and that means we're going to be changing the diet a little bit. So I wanted to take a little bit of time to just kind of ease in. I was on summer break. Summer break, I eat a little less healthy. So this week, we've really focused on just, keeping the 2 meals a day, stuff of that nature. And, the weight dropped off, and now at 239.4. So what are we going to change, all right? So the next 10 pounds, what we're going to be doing is we're really going to cut back on the grain-based carbs. So no rice, no oats, nothing with wheat, no corn, no mashed potatoes. It's going to be just meat and vegetables. That's what we're going to be doing for the next 10 pounds. Okay, guys? On top of that, we're going to eat a little bit easy on, a little light for dinners on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. They're going to be a little light. Okay, those days we're going to have, for the lunches will be about the same, but the dinners are going to be just some chicken soup. That's it, right? We're gonna really cut back on the calories on those 3 nights and keep trying to lose these next 10 pounds. I imagine that these next 10 pounds, me getting below into the 220s, will be the most difficult part of the diet, right? These are going to be like the next 10 pounds, I think, are going to be the hard 10 pounds, okay? So that's where we're going. That's what we're doing on the diet now, right? We're tweaking a little bit, and then when we lose 10 more pounds, I'll tweak it again, because as I lose weight, it goes less from losing the weight to maintaining the weight I'm at, right? The shift, the focus shifts. So that's what we're gonna do on the weight loss. Now let's talk about the lifting of weights, okay, guys? So this was not a good weightlifting week. I tried a new variation on a shoulder exercise, and I ripped something. I could hear it. Okay, now it's gotten better. Yesterday it was just so inflamed, so fucking inflamed. Today though, we have totally. It still hurts a little bit, but it feels way better. I can do this now. Before, doing this movement was not hurt a lot. So I'm hoping. I don't know how many days it's gonna take me to recover completely, to be honest. So let me but I want to kind of go into some things I thought about, because I was dumb on this. I deserve this. I deserve this injury. Okay, and I kind of want to go into some things that I should not have done. Okay, so the first thing, guys, is I skipped a rest day. Okay, I skipped a rest day. Monday should have been a rest day. Monday should have been a rest day from the weightlifting, and I should have really started on Wednesday. But I just had an extra rest day because the Monday before was Labor Day. I was like, oh man, I just, it felt like I was like basically doing two weightlifting. Just how it worked out, it would have been I had done 2 weightlifting days 4 weeks in a row. Usually it's like 3, 2, 2, 3, and then it starts over again. And I just felt like, oh man, I'm just missing weightlifting days. So I do the dumb thing and I skip my rest day because I thought I just went into the next workout. And the reason this kind of plays into it, guys, is because had I taken the extra rest day, my lateral raises, instead of having, let me think here, 1, 2. Instead of having 5 days between my lateral raises, I would have had a full 7. So my shoulders probably would have been a little more healed up, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is I really pushed it on the Monday day, and I did a lot of barbell rows, overhand rows, and I mean, I really pushed this on this exercise, guys. I mean, I really fucking pushed it. And I could feel my traps and a little bit into my back shoulders really were fatigued. I fatigued the shit out of my upper back. I went for it, guys. I went for it. So I saw, I've said this before, I kind of like, I'm a bit of a fan of lean beef patties. She got great upper back definition. I've been a little jealous. So I was like, if lean beef patty can do it, I can do it too. So I've been really pushing that upper back, the lats and the trap. I've been heavily focused on that. Okay, so that was just in my mind. So I really fatigued my upper back, and probably my real delt, and it was just. I was in a fatigue state, so I shouldn't have been pushing so hard on the Wednesday, right? Really been pushing for those strength gains. The next mistake. So I was fatigued, skipped a rest day. What was the next thing? Oh, I tried a new variation on lateral raises. I've been doing cable lateral raises, but I've been doing them laying down on a bench. Okay, and I didn't feel like I was really burning it, so I was like, I'm gonna go back to standing up and doing them. I just wanted to try the variation for a couple months, and I was kind of right. I felt like the standing variation was harder, and what I should have done was lower my weight. It wasn't that much weight. We're talking 12.5 pounds, so it's not that right. But I'll tell you what, it was a lot harder standing up. And I really should have lowered the weight a little bit, and I think that was really the nail in the coffin, right? But the other thing that I've been doing recently is as I've gotten heavy on my chest press, it has been kind of hurting my shoulders, and I really should have taken the time to, like I said, I've been really focusing on my upper back. I've been watching a lot of deadlift videos on better deadlifts, rows, that sort of thing. I've been really watching a lot of videos on that. I really should have taken the time though and done some of my chest press, because it has been hurting my shoulder. It was on the list to watch. I should have put it on the top. And really, I realized I was fucked when I was doing my chest press. I got through the 3 sets, but I just could tell I was a lot weaker. They really hurt, and I think it really added to the injury, right? So we've learned a couple things. So what's the lessons to learn out of this? So one, don't skip rest days. Okay, don't skip rest days. And I knew this too. It's just you get that high pursuing that strength. You get high on it. 2, always lower weights when you try new variations. I knew that too, but I didn't think 12.5 pounds was going to do it, but I was wrong. And the 3, when a movement hurts, you really need to stop. You really need to make that your priority to fix that so it doesn't hurt, right? And I did that, right? After I've not been hitting the gym, so the last few days I've been watching some chest press videos about shoulder pain. I got a few techniques now I'm going to try once this is healed, and hopefully the pain stops. So these are the three things we learned from this. lessen, okay? But not too much weight improvement this week because obviously I've not been lifting weights because the shoulder still is inflamed. It's very inflamed. Okay, like I said, it's getting better, but it's inflamed. I can tell it's inflamed, and whatever day, however many days it takes for the inflammation to disappear, I'm gonna double that. So if it takes 5 days for the inflammation to totally disappear, I'm gonna take an extra 5 days just to make sure everything's healed, so I don't go back into the gym and immediately inflame it again. Right? I want to make sure it's really healed. Okay, so that's where we're at with the injury. Okay, now let's move on to the next subject. The last thing I did, and I made a video after this, is so it's been on something personally I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to talk about the banging babe subject. I've kind of been like not putting that off, but not really putting content out about that. And I kind of like, no, I gotta do this. Okay, so we did a before I released the article, I went out and did this. I have a really simple opener. Okay, a very very simple opener. I'll go over it in the later in this episode, but I'll give you some. It's say hello, compliment, ask for her name, right? Very simple opener. And I just went out to, and I did it on 8 girls. And the only reason I did is I wanted to my claim is that if you do this, nothing bad's going to happen to you, right? So it's like, well, I'm going to go out and actually do it. So, and if something does bad happen to me, I'll be like, well, I was wrong. No, nothing bad happened. Right? So that was basically the idea of the experiment. And I had a whole episode on that. And we're going to cover that a little bit later. So that's been kind of the couple things we've worked on. I had other goals this week, but this shoulder thing, actually a couple things happened this week. It's been a crazy week if you've been following the news. But the two things I want to do is I have 2 articles. You can't see, but I have a board of articles that get done that I want to get done and post on the blog. I got one kind of rough draft, and I went through and I really fucking hated it, so I kind of started over again. And I've been working on it all day. And the second one, and then the other thing, I want to get the one blog. So this coming up a week, I want to get the one blog episode done. Blog post done. And the second thing is the Bathmate demo videos. I'm gonna actually do a couple more videos on it, and I've kind of figured out how it's gonna work. I will put a landing page on my website. You guys will basically fill out some bullshit survey, and then this kind of screens out people who are a little bit spammers, and then you get like not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but I'm planning 5 videos. That's what I'm planning. I have the notes. We have 1 done, and then I'll do the other videos. Some of them won't be that exciting. I'm telling you right now. 2 of them are not probably going to be exciting. 1 might be exciting. 1's going to be an introduction video. And that's going to be, like, you'll get that privately, so it'll be sent to your email, and that will be for you to have and do as you please. So that is where we are at in terms of blog posts. Okay, so now that we've gotten all the progress or lack of progress out of the way, let's talk about the big issue of the week. Charlie Kirk has been assassinated. And I made a post about this morning. That was the reason I didn't do any live streams the last 2 days. I didn't want to get caught up in the moment. And I still don't want to get caught up in the moment. Okay? My personal opinion of Charlie Kirk is, I think, so I'm going to give you the positive view of him and the negative. So actually, let me start on the negative. I don't agree with him on his theological views. I think he totally misrepresents Scripture. If you watch his videos on the Bible and the slavery, total bullshit. He has no fucking clue what he's talking about. It's obvious he doesn't have any clue what he's talking about. Because he takes the view that the Bible is divinely inspired, meaning that there's no mistakes or contradictions. I take the position that it's a book where different authors are having conversations with each other over different periods of times. Okay, that very is a fundamental difference. Okay, regardless of that, I do think now the positive. I think he was a cultural symbol for millennials. Okay, I think he showed that millennials could be successful. Whether or not you agreed with his politics isn't the point I'm making. He obviously knew how to succeeded, and he built the life that he wanted to live. Okay, might not be the life I want to live, but he built the life he wanted to live, and that's good on him. So I think it is tragic that he is taken away so soon in his life. And it kind of leads me into a blog post that is on the to-do list, but it's not. It's going to be a little while, and it's my views on preeminence. And I think preeminence is the opposite of tribal thinking. Okay, preeminence is the opposite of tribal thinking. Preeminence, if you look up the dictionary, means to be superior to all others, right? And the only way you can be superior is to be unique. Okay, if you're the same as everyone else, you are not unique, so you're not superior, right? Like let's use these bottles of vitamins as an example. All the vitamins, this is a vitamin C supplement I take, and all of them in here are the same, right? There is no vitamin in here that is superior to any other vitamin in here, right? Because they're all the same. So the only way to be superior is to be different and unique, if that makes sense. So if there was like one of these, this is 250 milligrams. Let's just say I had one that was 500 milligrams. That would be superior, right? Kind of to use the... So for you to be preeminent, you need to be different. And I think and you also need to appreciate the differences of other people. So being preeminent, according to Jay Abraham, is to value other people's uniqueness. That's the big thing. You need to value other people's uniqueness, and that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do. Because so the opposite of that is tribal thinking, and I think this is and there's something about tribal thinking that is very immature. It's hard for me to articulate, but I'm gonna try. I think there's a concept that reality has that a lot of people don't want to admit, and I'm gonna try to do this, show it in two ways. The first thing is, and this is where I talk about the immaturity. If person A does something bad, maybe not illegal, but something just bad. Person A does something bad. Person B feels like they should be able to do the bad thing too. Okay? That's immature. Just because person A did something does not mean you should do it. Okay? But a lot of people do that. A lot of adults. It's not just a child thing, it's adults. 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 40-year-olds, whatever. They do it. So the first thing you got to understand in tribal thinking is that if tribe A does it, then tribe B should do it. It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. Don't do that. I despise that. When I hear that type of argument, I fucking shut it down. I cannot stand it. Okay? Now, this is the thing, and when people ask me why I shut that down, why I'm against such an idea, because it leads to this. It leads to this second thing that I think occurs. Whatever you do to somebody else, you invite that same thing into your life, and it leaves you no place to complain. So, let me use a different analogy. So let's say you steal something from somebody. You steal somebody's wallet, right? You steal their wallet. Take all the cash, whatever. You steal from the wallet. You probably, because of the way you live your life, you probably have other people around you that, given the opportunity, will steal your wallet, right? You invite that into your life. like if you, I'm pretty confident in this. If you're a thief, you probably have a higher chance of having somebody rob you as well. Okay. Now I can't prove that statistically, but I feel like what I've seen in the world, that's a reality, right? But the problem is people like to have it one way. Like I can steal from you, but if somebody steals from me, I get angry. Does that make sense? Like they want it one way. They want it just one way, and you can't have it one way. You can't have it one way. So those two, the justificating bad behavior, and then thinking you can do bad behavior but not have it happen to you, and you get upset when the bad behavior happens to you, I think really shows a sign, a view of immaturity, right? I think that type of thinking and living is very immature, okay? And that's why I preach a view of preeminence, okay? That's why I preach that, because I think when you do bad things, you invite bad things into your life, okay? So if, like I said, if you steal, you're inviting that into your life. So, like I said, I can't quite statistically prove that yet, but I feel like life experience has taught me that. You do a bad thing will eventually, in some degree, maybe not in the degree you've done it in, but it will eventually occur to you. Now, let's kind of move on to the last subject I want to talk about tonight. The blog post that I am currently writing. So, I am writing a blog post. I'm going to be writing a series of blog posts on this. It's going to tie into the Fleshlight series is going to tie into it eventually. And the title of this blog post is currently avoiding girls is dangerous for your health. Okay, and I'm gonna give 3 kick-ass tips on meeting girls, which I'm gonna go over right now. But warning, guys, this is a warning. This blog post will be for penis pumping gym bros. So, if you don't penis pump, you don't work out, you don't like girls, you don't like nudes, you're not over the age of 18, then you need to click off. Okay? Because that will be who the blog post is written for. Okay? So let me kind of go over the 3 tips. One is hobbies. Okay, I think everyone should have a hobby. The second one is screening. And the last one is the 3-step opener. So it's kind of we're going to just spend the rest of the evening talking about these 3 tips. So let's focus on hobbies right now, guys. I had always believed this, but Scotty GLL kind of galvanized it for me. He made the claim, and I always said it's best to meet girls through hobbies. That's been something I've said for the longest time. And he said, and I actually liked the way he worded it better, meet girls at places you like to be at. Okay, that's how he worded it, and I liked that way better. I like that framing way better than the way I was putting it. So credit to him. When I have this blog post, I'm definitely going to be linking the his YouTube channel. Actually, let me throw his YouTube channel in right now. One moment, let me grab his YouTube channel. Where's it at? Scotty. Where you at, Scotty? There you are. Big fan of Scott. A big fan of Scott. So that's his channel, and I recommend you guys check it out. Like I said, that's part of my tribe. So I got that idea from Scotty, and just to go over kind of a few of my hobbies, weightlifting, right? That's a hobby. Salsa dancing. I go on pretty long paths on. Oops. In the area I live, there's a system of bike paths, and it's like its own culture. I have. One moment, my dog wants out. What's up, bud? You want out of the room? There you go, bud. There you go. That little rascal. That little rascal. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, there is a system of bike paths in my area. They interconnect. They lead to different cities. It's kind of its own culture. Me and the dog go walking on them every weekend when the weather's good, and I meet a lot of people. Like, just people come up and talk to you. So that it sounds weird, but actually I got a lot of compliment from the girls from the dog. They love the dog. They love the dog. The dog is the best wingman you can have. Anyways, so that's another hobby of mine. I like restaurants. That sounds like weird, but like Saturday and Sunday morning, like after the bike path, where you're gonna find me? Some pancake house. There's several I go to. I know all the waitresses. I know a lot of the other people that go every Saturday. So it sounds weird, but that's actually a way you can meet people. The grocery store. Yeah, I have more of a, I don't even want to say a day game type of approach to it. When I was younger, I don't think I've ever met a girl at a club. I'll be honest, I can't think of any time I went to the club and I pulled. All my good interactions with women have been through hobbies. Okay, it just has been. That's just seems to be where I fall into the best. I know there are some guys out there that are really good with club pulling. God bless them. And I would never not go to a club. Like if there's not that there's many people in the community or in my community, this community that are by me, but if there were and we were meeting up at a bar, I would probably go and try to make a night of it. But logistically speaking, personality wise, I seem to do way better with hobbies, meeting people through hobbies. Okay. Some people do Tinder. I think it should be done just in conjunction with hobbies, but that's not a. So the difference between Tinder and what Scotty preaches, I think Scotty kind of puts it. Tinder is about setting up sex. Meeting people in the real world is about building confidence in yourself up. The goals aren't exactly the same. They're not exactly the same. So that is my view on hobbies. I think hobbies are a great way to meet people. The next thing is screening, and I can kind of sum up screening like this. Girls need to earn your dick. That is what screening basically comes down to. Screening is if any time they obstruct you in a really negative way, they got to go. They got to go. Okay, and this isn't even with girls. You really should use the screening mentality on everything in your life. You got friends that are holding you back, they got to go. You got family that are holding you back, they got to go. You got beliefs about the world that are holding you back, they got to go. Okay, they got to go. So screening is the idea of screening is that you're trying to find out as soon as possible would this girl be interested in having sex with you sooner than later. That's what screening for, right? But you can screen for other things, right? I think screening in a general way is a really good way to live your life. You screen to see if these people have the qualities you want, or if they're obstructing you. If they're obstructing you, they got to go. Okay, so that's screening. And I think you can screen. I think the first thing you should screen out of your life is your bullshit excuses about why you're not doing stuff you want to do. Write the list out and then screen it out. And when I do this blog post, I'll actually have an exercise while I do that. And the reason you got to do this, guys, is first, just like how the girl needs to earn your dick, you need to earn those titties. I have a saying this to my friends and they laugh at it, but I kind of mean it. You got to earn those titties. And the second reason is because fear, the excuses you're using, fear repels pussy. Okay, it repels it. So, and it kind of makes sense, right? Because if you never went out and talked to anyone because you were so afraid, then how are you gonna get laid? Like it's makes sense when I word it like that, right? So that's screening, and then the last thing is the basic opener. The opener is really simple. Say hi with a little wave. You can say hi with a little wave. Give them a compliment. Ask for their name, and then give them your name. Then ask for their name. I switch around sometimes, but either way, the goal is to learn their name. Okay, that's the basic. I call it my basic bitch opener, right? Basic bitch opener, and that's really it, guys. That's what I've been That's kind of an overview of the first blog post. So let's kind of go into because what I will be releasing. Hopefully, I'm hoping to release 2 things this week. So this week, what I'm going to be working on in terms of content for you guys. The first thing is we're going to get this first blog post done. Okay, I'm going to probably spend up till midnight getting it done for you guys. Then we're going to have another blog post on forearm exercises, right? And then the last thing we're going to be working on is I'm going to be really working on getting the Bathmate demo videos out. Okay, so these are the 3 things I'm going to be juggling with in terms of blog and content for you guys. So that is basically everything I got for you guys tonight. And hopefully, as I build more and more content for you guys, these episodes will be longer and longer. Okay, guys? So that's what I got for you tonight. So thank you for joining me, and I will see you guys on the next